Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Sir.
So let me share what is the objective of our meeting. We will be discussing assignment number 4. Okay, is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Understand upselling. Okay. Can anybody tell me what is the meaning of upselling?
So convincing
To sell the additional product with the main product.
Add on sale, sir. Add on sale.
No, it is not add-on sale.
So to sell more valuable merchandise instead of less price merchandise.
Yeah. This is something very close, and probably you are correct. Upselling means, in lay terms, common man's term, it means to sell a product of a higher value. Okay. For example, you are working in a consumer durable stores. Okay. And one family came to buy a television, right? And they wanted to buy maybe a television which is of 32-inch or maybe a basic television. Now, upselling would mean, to sell that same family a television of a higher value, right? Let us say they came and they were looking at maybe a basic television, and they were trying to buy something which was the cheapest in that range. Today, if you go online, you will see that 32-inch TV would sell something around, I think you get in 10,000, 11,000, 12,000 also. Okay. But if with your suggestive selling, with your retail selling skills, you are able to sell them a model for higher value. Let us say you must be knowing in the television industry, in the TV industry, in the LED,
Okay.
the top leaders, right? The top leaders we can say is Sony, and some few others are there who are leading the market. But there are a lot of mediocre and lesser known brands. So if you sell them a Sony TV of 32-inch only, or an LG TV of a 32-inch, then you can consider that as a upselling, right? Another example is that we were yesterday looking at a shirt, right? A shirt which is a synthetic shirt, a polycot shirt. A person wanting to buy a polycot shirt because his budget was 750 rupees or something, or 1000 rupees. But if you sell the additional features and benefits, and you are able to convince him that buying a Giza cotton or a pure cotton shirt would make him or the one whom he is gifting that shirt feel much better, he may be convinced. So that is upselling. Okay. In the television, how will you sell? Because you will identify the 3 or 4 features which are there in this Sony TV, which we learned from product knowledge yesterday, right? And you will sell those 3 or 4 benefits to him, saying that, sir, this in this television you get this feature, and this is the benefit, this feature, and this is the benefit, right? Okay. So we come back, and today's assignment is very clear and simple. It is on upselling. And what have they asked us to do? They have asked us to identify 20 items. Okay. 20 items. Here it is. Go into the section of retail store and identify 20 items that lend themselves to upselling. Okay. And the entire assignment is that first part of the assignment is that. Okay. And second is now they are also asking you, the assignment is also asking you to make an attempt to sell. Now, for those of you who are already working in retail stores, you all can do this, right? You can go and approach customers and make at least, they have said 3 attempts, right? 1 minute, let us go back here. Yeah, make at least 3 attempts. Make at least 3 attempts on the selling floor. Okay. So I'll close this for some time, and maybe we need to first understand that how we can upsell, cross sell, right? But before that, what I would like to highlight to you is all these skills actually come in something which we called as retail selling skills, right? So when you're on the shop floor, now you may be in a shop floor where customers are wanting to interact with you, and in some areas they don't want to interact with you, right? Lot of these customers need aiding in to help them buy. Some don't need. Like for example, if people are customers in the food and grocery store, supermarkets, hypermarkets, they take a cart and they are just moving on, and as they see products, they pick them up and put them in their cart, right? Now, sometimes they need help, but not for upselling and cross-selling. They will not meet you for that. They will only, because if they find some empty shelf somewhere and they say that, I wanted this 50 ml or 50 gram of Parachute hair oil. I am not finding it. Is it out of stock? So most of the time they understand if it is not in that particular shelf where there are all the hair oils, which means it is out of stock. They either pick up an alternate product or they take a higher size. Maybe they can pick up a 100 ml or a lesser size that way, or decide whether they should pick an alternate or something and move on. But when you go into an apparel section or when you go into a consumer durables, right? That is a place where they need a lot of aiding, AIDING, aiding. So you help people to buy. Many people come with undecided brands. Some have already done their study and they have come, right? So people who are not decided, you can do a lot of suggestive selling. But a lot of people, they are already decided, they have done their homework. It happens in consumer durables, right? They've already decided that I want a semi-automatic washing machine, and they have not finalized the brand, but they know they want a semi-automatic or an automatic. They have also decided, like I said, a television. Because of the way their rooms are, their flats are, houses are, they have decided they want a 55-inch, 65-inch, 32-inch, and they have come there. Some go to the extent of even deciding that what is there and what's on offer, right? They have gone and browsed various sites, and they have also gone to maybe another few stores, and they have come into your store, and because they want to check out what are the offers, what are the after sales. But one certain crucial things I would like to share with you all, mainly to do with retail selling skills. So these are the skills which are very much needed. Okay, and when you are in the shop floor, and wanting to sell, you should have 3 parts. Being a sales associate, it's like more of like getting into a cricket match. So when you are getting into a cricket match, either to bat or bowl or even to field, you must be ready. So for the entire retail selling skills, there is a sales process, right? There is something that happens. What is the meaning of sale, right? A meaning of sale is that when you are actually encountering the customer and trying to pitch and sell him a product, right? Or helping him to buy, right? So that is the present. But there is something called before the sale. One is during the sale and then after the sale. Before the sale goes into a lot of preparations, right? Preparation means how you began your day in the shop, right? Is your stocks aligned well, right? And how have you, for example, how is your personal presentation? How is your appearance? Are you dressed well? Are your clothes ironed well? Do they look smart, fashionable, right? Have you clean shaven? For women, it may be light makeup. Do you have a very good haircut, right? And other personal hygiene, wearing a deo or maybe a light perfume. Okay, this is about yourself. When you have all these in place, you are more confident. Okay, in the store. So one is check your appearance. Second is, do you know about your store? Do you know the vision, mission, values? Yes, we have done it as an assignment. So you are more or like aware of it. Do you also know what your shop sells? Because once you're in that selling space, then you should also know what is where. Because maybe I'll tell you an example. A lady came and she picked up maybe a Nescafe. Okay, she wanted to buy Nescafe, but you were kind enough and you sold her Nescafe Gold. Let us say you have done upselling. Then after that, she may need more direction. She may ask you, where do I get, soaps? Okay, or where do I get, let us say, upholstery? But you should be very well aware what is where in your store, and you should be able to guide her. That is the reason you need to know your store. Also, you need to know what are the store policies. You don't have to tell every customer what your store policies are, but sometimes customers come back and ask you questions, right? You should also know the layout of the store. You should know where, like I said, which products are located where. Okay. You should also know who are the supervisors, section in charge. Okay. Then what else? You should know what type of stocks you have in your section, right? I remember when I used to be with the Shopper Stop. There was one lady who came, and she wanted to with one of my sales associates. He was a youngster who had come in, and I was like the DM type over there, and I was busy on my visits. So that lady wanted, she had identified a shoe in the rack, and she wanted to know if there is a variant of that particular size and type. She wanted, there was a small buckle which she had seen somewhere, and she was asking that sales associate whether such an stock existed in the store. So there were two options. One is, if the salesperson knew that it is existing or not existing, he could have easily told her that we do have it, can I bring it? And second is that, yes, we don't have it, but can I bring you something similar? Right? So there were two approaches to be made, but the sales associate was not aware what was in the back end. As you are aware that in the shoe rack, you only have sample pieces. You cannot have the entire inventory there. So he went in, and after 5-10 minutes, he came back, and then he told that lady, that customer, that it is not available. So she wasted her 10 minutes, and then he wanted to pitch that, can I show you something else? And she was pretty not very okay by that time. But my idea was that if you knew your inventory, if this person, he knew what was sold in his section, we are not asking about the store. If he knew his inventory, he could have easily told that lady, madam, we don't have this shoe with this buckle, but I can give you something which is similar, but in a different color or different type, right? And he could have, shown her whatever was available. I'm just giving you an example. So you need to know your inventory, right? You should also have very good understanding of the product, okay, or knowledge, product knowledge, as we said. We discussed that yesterday. So all these things helps. Okay, you should know what schemes are going on in your company. Many times schemes are on volume. Okay, like for example, if you buy something of 10,000 rupees, you may get some freebie or some additional discount, right? You should know the schemes, the promotions, right? So many times a customer may have bought apparel worth 9,000 and 10,000, he may get some scratch card or some additional discounts. So if you are aware of that company scheme, you can always say, madam, sir, you have already crossed 10,000. Please purchase something more for 1,000 rupees, and you tend to win this gift voucher or something or the other, right? But you should know what schemes are going on in your company. Okay. Second is, another thing is, you should know your competitor. Why your competitor? Because many times, let us say you are in a consumer durables, or you are selling a mobile. Very much in the mobile industry it happens that a customer comes and he will say that your competitor in the same area is also selling the same Samsung M52 and he's selling it for so and so rate, right? You should be aware why, because you can A, confirm that, or B, you can tell him that it is not the same model, it must be something else. Okay, and how you differ from that particular retailer. Maybe he's selling 100-200 rupees cheaper, but what are the other sales services that you offer? Let us say after sales you can pitch very strongly. Okay, because you may be a big brand and you may say that I am here to serve you. In case something goes wrong with this product, we will be there to back with you all the way, right? Because many people who I have seen in the mobile industry who sell mobiles at cheaper, they are just, they're just there to make a sale. They do not have any backup for after sales. But you may be a large retailer or you may be an organized modern retailer and you do have connects with Samsung or LG or all these companies, and you can quickly call them up and follow up on behalf of this customer also as a additional benefit, right? That comes in post. Okay, so you should know what are the trends, etc. Right? So I have given you enough dope now on this. This is something which you should be aware when you are getting into selling, right? Now let us go back to our subject. That is, how do you, for example, build, the assignment now that you have been already given. We go back, the easiest way to understand how to pick up 20. So your assignment today is pick up 20 items, right? Right, 20 items for what? 20 items for upselling. So upselling, you have to identify. I mean, like I said yesterday, it may not be necessary that you pick up items which are from your store itself. Like we had somebody here who was doing marketing concepts, for e-commerce, etc. So those guys cannot do it. Maybe your store is only selling shoes and you cannot get 20 items. You may find it difficult. So I would suggest that the assignment is 20 items, right? Across the board, you can pick up anything. Like we are here. Can you see the screen? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Or we are on Myntra, or we are on Flipkart. There are so many. For example, we are here, in this Flipkart now. There are so many products here. Okay, you can just pick up products and then look at each of their, sub items and start working on it. Okay. Even here, you will get so many of these products. Let us say you are here in the pantry of Amazon, right? You can just pick up maybe oil. Oil is something that we always pick up. We can pick up something else. You can pick up maybe okay. Let's make sense. If we go to maybe a Myntra, we can go into men's formals. Okay. So we are here now at the Myntra site here. Okay. What you can see here is so many products here. Okay. So many brands are here, right? So many brands are here. Okay. So today we are only going to drive through price points. Okay. So since you are on the, on a subject which is to do with price points, you need to go back and look at this. These are all the various permutations and combinations which are available. We were discussing shirts yesterday, right? So see here, I mentioned polycot. Polycot is a synthetic, right? There is viscose rayon. Okay, another synthetic. Polysilk is another synthetic. Okay, so we'll again target two areas here: cotton, linen, cotton, and we will pick up polyester or polycotton, right? Let us say look at this. I'll give you an example. This is just to give you an example. I'll give you 1 or 2 examples, and then you can take it further. Okay. Now, for example, we have clicked on polyester. Can you see what is the rate here? Can you see? Even after sale, actually, this is not the right time for us to be here. But I'm just giving you an example. Okay. How much is a what was this? A polyester shirt. How much is it? Can you see here? Even at full rate, it is 12.95, 12.98. Can you see it? Is it visible? So
Yes,
even
sir.
after,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
how much it is? 500 rupees approximately, right? Okay. So I'll put this off and let us go to cotton linen. Can you see? What is it?
1500.
1,500.
More than 1,000, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go to cotton. Remove this. See, cotton is here. Formal cotton, solid cotton, Manx regular, right? They again price little higher. Can you see it? They are priced higher.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I want you to actually do your study, right? Your study. Let us say, create a situation where somebody came to buy a polycot or a polyester. Okay. And what did you do? You sold him cotton, linen, or something on those. Right? We are at Mitra. We can show modern. This is a new
So your voice is breaking.
Arjun Pal, kindly mute.
Hello. It was my voice breaking or was there disturbance? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, clear now.
So I request you all to keep your audio on mute. If you have a question, you can unmute. Okay. So these are all. Now, if you want to get more knowledge on what is this viscose rayon, you can go and Google it. You will get a lot of knowledge. Now, these are all new age fibers. Okay. They are all created with a lot of research and they are using technology, etc. Right? So this is something that we did in shirts, since we were there at shirts yesterday. Okay. Now you can have various other areas where you can do upselling, cross-selling. But even in this shirt, if someone, for example, this is a solid color, right? This is also a solid color, solid. People come and they only have a solid color in mind. They are pleased with this particular color itself, or they are come for office wear. This is just some bright color, a white color, or this is also looking bright, right? But it is up to you to have enough knowledge about the product, about the fabric, and then you pitch for what we call is the upselling, right? The same thing can happen. Like for example, I'll give you another way to do upselling. Right now, on your left hand side here, you can see a lot of brands here. Can you see? Right now, which are the strong brands? Okay, we have got Allen Solly, Louis Philippe, right? You click on not them first. First, we will click on a lesser known brand, right? Which may be a lesser known brand. Okay, let us pick up something that is not known to us. Let us say I have not heard of Green Fiber, right? See, now this is Green Fiber. This is the brand name Green Fiber, and they have got all these. They also look similar shirts, etc. Right? Somebody is buying a Green Fiber shirt. You can pick up something like this for your assignment and say that there were two types over here. Okay, they are giving us two options. Let us say we pick up polyester. Polyester is $5.99 of this brand name Green Fiber. How much is the cotton shirt? Cotton shirt is slightly higher price, which is $6.74. Actually, my friends, this is not the right time to actually do all this because everything is on sale, and at sale every company has got different strategies. We probably it will make sense for us if we look at the full price, right? Don't look at the discounted price, but look at the full price. Now this polyester was somewhere around 1199, right? Okay. And if we were to remove this, look at the cotton. Cotton is somewhere around, what is this price here? Cotton 1350. So it means 200, 300 rupees more high price it was, right? Now let us go back. Let us remove these from our search option. Okay, again go back to maybe Peter England. Here I'm clicking on Peter England. Hopefully they will give us a lot more range here because they got so many products. But we will go into the same area, that is polyester first, and try and understand how much a polyester shirt full price of Peter England cost. Okay, 900, 1500, right? 1500, 900, 1300. So we are all looking solids here. Solids means plain simple color, right? Here again 1000 rupees, 1000 rupees. So all polyester shirts are in the range of 1000 to, let us say, 1300. Let us put this off and let us put maybe a cotton. See, cotton is all 1500 minimum here. If you see, they're all mix and match. It seriously doesn't make sense for us here that way. Okay, but a cotton is sometimes higher price. If it, let us go to another brand here. Okay, here we are. How much is a Louis Philippe? Let us say, okay, Louis Philippe cotton. How much is this? Somewhere around 2300. Can you see it? On an average, it is 2300. This is 3,500 rupees shirt. Okay. Look at this here. This is 3,500 again, 3,200. Okay. Look at this again. This is 2,000 rupees. It's a plain. Okay. Look at Arrow now. They've got only one shirt in Arrow. Let us see what they have for us here in Arrow. Okay. This is the only shirt in Arrow. It is priced 2,400. See, it's a solid shirt. It's a cotton. Can you see it's a cotton? It's a solid, right? Can you see? Now, for example, for your sake of your assignment, what you need to do is you have to pick up any such products. Someone came in for a lesser brand and you have given him something which is of a higher brand. Okay. Some of the polycots we saw are somewhere around 1,000 rupees or so. And what did you do? You were able to sell them or maybe a shirt. Look here, it is called sustainable shirt. It means fabric, etc. has all been eco-friendly and all that. You know, it has been to that entire grind process. So you, because of your skills, were able to sell them something which is of a higher price. So this is how what you need to do to sell them apparel, right? So this is something which we did in menswear. Now for women's, okay, we can go like we said the other day. What are the various categories? We have Indian wear, Western wear. Okay, we are only in apparels, like, okay. So let us say even in ethnic wear, let us look in ethnic wear. There may be 2 or 3 brands which are positioned very differently, right? Here, what can we see here? We can see various brands here, and we can see various price points also. But here, because of sale, they all look similar price points, right? You can look at all similar price points. Let us sort this out. Okay. For example, if it is possible, let us go to saris. Okay. Now in saris, you've got so many brands here, so many brands, right? Let us pick up something which is a known brand. Are there any women here in the group who can guide me? Okay, let us say Neerus. Okay, Neerus is something which is a known brand, let us say, according to me. Okay, so what do you see here? Let us say this is the full price sari. So saris are 6,000 rupees. Now let us say you are in a shop of Neerus. Neerus is a well-known brand. You have a person who is come to buy a sari. Okay, and she looked at various saris and she liked this particular sari. This sari, how much does it cost? 1,200 rupees. Okay, 1,200. It's a solid one color, simple, right? Now, what does it mean for me to say that I have done upselling? For me, upselling would mean anything that I have sold to the same person, which is more than this 1,199. Okay, so the options are so many here, as you can see. So if you have used your skills and if you have sold them something of a higher price, your higher price could be, 3,500, or it could be 4,000, 5,000. There are so many, right? I'm just giving you in case you are working in a sari shop and somebody comes and a woman sees and she says, okay, I like this, and you see that, oh, it is only 1,200. And with your skills, and with your draping, etc., which you are able to convince on the fabric also, right? In saris, you can give them a better product, maybe a chiffon or a georgette, or maybe so many brands are there. And you tell them that when you wear this, I'm talking only, this is the Neerus store only. We are in Neerus, okay? And you are able to sell them something of a higher version. That is called upselling. Okay. So we have done this also. Okay. Upselling in a food and grocery segment can happen. Okay. In case people do come and ask you, but rarely they will ask you. They have got people to promote, right? But how can I help now in this particular segment? Okay, you have got Nescafe. In Nescafe also you will find lots of variants are there, right? But if somebody has made up his or her mind that they are having only Nescafe, don't disturb it, right? So here also it is possible for upselling, cross-selling. You can give them products of higher volume. Let us say, for example, somebody came to buy 100 gram of Nescafe. Okay, is it possible that you can probably sell them something of maybe 200 grams or so? That could help. Okay, but there is a different thing here. You can work what we call, but we are not going to discuss that. That is called cross-selling. Somebody who came to buy Nescafe, is it possible that you also sell them solid milk, solid in the sense the powder milk, or maybe sugar or something to go along with this, right? So if you go down here, you get all the other possible competitors here. Okay, leave it. Let us not waste our time in the pantry. But I'm telling you, like for example, let us go back to Amazon itself and let us go back into. Do they have something called consumer durables? They must be having, no? Not in pantry, but in consumer durables, we can go here again. These are all products now being sold at what we call discounted rate. The rates could mislead us, but just generally, okay. So again, here you have home theater, television. Okay, let us go to the television section. Okay, what do you see on your left hand side? We have actually discussed this, so we won't take television today. Let us look at maybe, can we see washing machine somewhere? Or maybe something else. 1 minute. Vacuum cleaner. Okay, so you can see a lot of vacuum cleaners here. Okay, another area where you can actually create your own, for example, upsell is this particular area, right? Vacuum cleaners you can pick up. For example, the smallest, the least I think is somewhere on this side. This is also a known brand. Okay, Eureka Forbes. And then there are so many other variants here. Let us say somebody who came here and wanting to buy this 2,500. Actually, it's 4,500 is the full price here, right? Okay. And then what do you do with your selling skills? You are able to selling something which is of a higher version, right? And a well-known brand. So all these permutation combinations are possible. Okay. So we can go back to our section and what is the next assignment they said? So create a list of 20 items. Okay, it could be vacuum cleaners, television, it could be maybe memory card also. It could be your hard disk. It could be laptop. It could be any of the stocks. It could be in apparel. It could be in it could be in any of the consumer durables, etc. So make a list of 20 items here. Okay, and you know what you have to write. You have to first write the original product, and then what did you sell them. To keep it very simple, okay, it is just upsell. It is sell. Okay, so look at when it sell means sale. Sale is related to price, right? You can probably write the basic original product, and then just at the side you can put an arrow and say upselling is of this. You can put a 32 inch, but try to keep the category the same. Okay, yeah, definitely somebody who came to buy a 32-inch TV, you can sell him a 55-inch also. But for practicality's sake, let us say that he came in to buy an unbranded or a lesser known brand of 32-inch, and I sold him Sony Bravia. Okay, something like that. It makes a lot of sense. You can do it in refrigerators. Okay, so higher brands are priced higher, but they have got these features also, right? So if you can also write down maybe a few features there at the below, because we've got so much of space here, right? So how did you convince him to buy a Sony? Because of A, B, C, D, E. These were the features, right? Apparel, right? Why cotton? Why not polycot? Because of A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do little bit of hard work, you'll get 20 items. Okay. And what do you mean by number of attempts you made to sell? Some of you all were working in, for example, we had someone who was already doing his internship or working in Max, right? Lifestyle ka Max, right? And definitely you have an opportunity to go and interact with customers, salespersons. So you can give us 2 or 3 attempts. It is written here attempts. We don't want confirmed sales. Just say that I did try selling so-and-so product to so-and-so person in my section. And you can narrate this story there. That's all is expected from our assignment today, right? So I'm here ready now for your question and answers. You can just unmute and let us go step by step, and you can ask me the questions. I'm here to guide you.
Sir, those students who are not working or doing any internship, what we will write in that note about attempts?
No, you leave it blank. The second section now you can leave it blank. Okay. Because what we are discussing right now, as we speak, this is a virtual internship. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You can write, I am doing virtual internship. Just write there, I am doing virtual internship. I'm talking about people, let us say a lot of our people here are already working in stores, right? So
Yes,
they
sir.
can probably add there. So don't worry about it. The reason I'm here explaining to you is because this is a internship.
So I have to mention the virtual internship in the top of this workbook.
No, not. Yeah, you can mention there also. But let us say now, for example, in that section B, there are 2 questions, right? In that section B, in this section B, you can mention there, okay, that you have done a virtual internship. Where is it gone? Here they ask, note about the attempts made to upsell. Where it is written that now you can write a 1 line stating that I am doing my virtual internship. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Do we have any other questions? You could, work in so many. Actually, there are so many areas also. Some areas like now you should not go. For example, someone who is like we were discussing certain, people are very affiliated with brands, right? For example, let us say someone who is buying a rice. Okay, they want to buy the basic, let us say Surti Kolam or any of the rice, which is they like that rice, So you cannot go to them and sell them a basmati, right? Because the product features, of course, they are there, right? But basmati rice we don't have consume on a regular basis. You may be also having a basmati 1 kg basmati rice in your house, but you keep it for a special occasion. Okay, so certain areas are there where you cannot actually do cross selling, upselling. It's not advisable also. Yes, consumer durables, apparels, you can do it. But someone who is like, a favorite of Nescafe and he's buying Nescafe every day, you cannot go and tell him that please buy Brew Instant, okay, or Nescafe Gold. You can make a suggestion, but you don't consider that. Don't try to do upsell. You can do it definitely. You can make an attempt. The chances are that he or she may pick it up for one-time use. You got a lot of these promoters in these stores. When you go into any of these in any of these food and grocery stores, supermarkets, hypermarkets, you will find people wearing certain different uniform, and they are promoters. They are trying to launch or probably give a hands-on for certain people who may prefer to buy. Now, for them, it makes a lot of sense, right? To do upsell and cross sell. But you can also do it, nothing wrong. Like, for example, you saw that in your store you have just launched a Dio. It's a new Dio, right? And it is a Dio which is highly priced. Now, promos are going on. Maybe there is somebody to sell, but maybe there is somebody not there to sell. I'm talking in a food and grocery format. But definitely you can help, and tell them that this is something new which has been launched in the market. Would you like to try it? Definitely they will try it because it's a new product in the market, right? That way. And so you can try all various combination. But what is our yardstick? Our yardstick is a customer who wanted to buy at X. We have told him something which is of a higher value than X, right? That is called upsell.
Sir, I have a question here.
Yes.
As you said that those who are doing virtual internship are not supposed to write the attempts. Will it affect the marks in any way, like those who write the attempts and those who don't write the attempt?
It won't affect. But I'll give you an example. If people who have already done.
Can we cook up the story and write it there?
Don't cook up the story. Don't cook up. Okay. So you should not ask your teacher or this to do something which is unethical. You should not ask me that. You should not do it. Right? 1 or 2 marks here, there, it really seriously doesn't. It makes sometimes it makes more sense on you being very honest and saying.
Okay.
Because see, I'm telling you, I am also.
Sorry, sir, your voice is breaking.
Sir, you are not audible now.
Hello, sir, you are not audible.
I think he is facing internet issue.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Can I have the next question? Yeah. Do we have another question?
Sir, please tell me how to write in the workbook.
So in the workbook, you write first You identify 20 in your rough book. Take a rough page. Okay, identify the 20. Just make a rough sketch about it. Which are the products? Let us say you picked up an unbranded television or a brand of a lesser known brand, a lesser known brand. Okay, a budget brand. Okay, and you were able to convince that person to take a LG TV or Samsung or Sony, which is of a higher. And then below that line, you write 2 or 3 products which you actually picked, right? That made that person, feel that yes, I should buy an LG or a Samsung or a Sony. You could talk about the quality of picture or some technology in it, right? For that, you need to do some hard work. Go and look at what are the, additional, value adds or benefits that these LG and all the superior brands are offering. Okay. In the same thing, you can do it in apparel. Same thing you can do it in consumer durables of other products. You will get 20 lines. But when you say this was the original product, this was the product that I upsold, and 1 or 2 lines you add why you were able to upsell. What suggestive selling did you do, or what reasoning did you give him, which the customer was convinced that he should go for a higher product of a higher value. Okay. Next.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, I just want to know. We have to list first we have to list all the 20 items, and after that we have to say that we have to list out these all 20 items we have pitched, and we attempted to sell, but some got sold or some got for upselling. We have to do that.
Yeah. So follow.
Yeah.
Listen. Follow procedure. Okay.
पलिया फंसा है
Identify
हटाई
original product. When you the side mentioned the product that you upsold, and then on the next line or next 1-2 lines you say how you were able to upsell that. What was it that you pitched to the customer that the customer would prefer to buy the higher value item. I give you for example in television. In television you can write
Sir,
about.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Continue.
Sir, can you repeat because of some network issue, I couldn't hear you well, sir.
I think you still have network, so I can't hear your voice. Not clear. Please
Sir,
get into a better.
Sir, I am asking, can you repeat the same thing again? Because of some network issue, I cannot hear you properly.
So you have to pick up. Let us say you pick up a product, right? You write the original name and model and price of that product. Okay. Then in the right hand side, you can write about what is the product that you have offered for upselling.
Yes.
Okay. So the original product cost 1,000 rupees, and the new product that you have offered is more than 1,000. So you mentioned that it is more than 1,000, and below that, the next 1 or 2 lines, you can write what is it that would help you to convince the customer that you should buy this upsold product. Okay.
Yeah.
For example, in case of television, it may be technology, better viewing experience. Okay. In case of fabric, we discussed it. It may be much better fabric. Okay, it means you are wetting cotton, you are feeling fresh all day. Was that yesterday? Okay, or it could be,
Yes.
for example, a woman. You can say that this is a sari of a Satyapal. It could be a sari of a better known brand, right? Brand works. Na? Let us say you are buying something which is unbranded, a shirt of same cotton. It could be 1,000, but if you are wearing an Ellen Solly or Peter England, or not Peter, Ellen Solly or a Arrow, it really makes a lot of difference that way. It's the same thing. Someone who came to buy a watch which is 1,000 rupees and you sold him a branded watch, which is 3,000, 4,000 rupees. Definitely he's coming there with a credit card, right? But what did you do? You were able to sell him a product of a higher value. Now, what is it that you propose to pitch to him that he should spend more money and take that second product? So you mentioned that this is an exercise. Look at the idea. The idea behind this entire assignment is that we want you to go out and explore a lot of these products where you can do upselling and cross-selling. Okay. Now I'll give you the bottom line. If a customer comes and buys something which is, let us say, 1,000 rupees, right? What may be the product given to the company? It may be X. But if you buy something which is 2,000, definitely that product is going to give a higher margin, more money to the store. So the bottom line, the store has more and more money. Whereas that person who came, he bought only one item itself. Even by selling one item, you are able to contribute to the growth of the store. So that is the idea, right? Then there are other products also. There is something called cross-selling. Someone who came to buy a television, you also cross-sold him warranties. Someone who came to buy a mobile, you said that please take this additional 2 years of extended warranty. You sold him some accessories. You said that why don't you buy headphones? Okay, in apparel, somebody who came to buy a shirt, maybe you can sell him a tie. You can sell him a trouser. You can sell him socks.
Yeah.
So all these are cross-selling. But today we are only focusing on upselling. So upselling means in that same range, you have to sell him something which is of a higher value. And why you sold him? What is it that what's the logical reason that you gave that you should buy a higher? It could be telling that this is a much better brand, or you could talk about the fabric, okay, or you could talk about the fit itself. Like in sari, it is about the fit. The sari looks better, so you have told her that particular sari because that sari looks much better than the earlier one. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I got it, sir.
Thank you. Somebody said that on page 31, do we have to write, I'm doing virtual internship? Yes, you can write that. So, guys, anything?
Sir, does
Vindhya?
it have to be the same kind of products in the
Yes,
whole
sir.
entire workbook or
Yeah.
different
Please,
products?
please. Yes. Yeah, you can keep different products. You can pick up anything, any 20 products, right? Okay. See, in an ideal condition, we would prefer everybody to be working in a hypermarket. A hypermarket is a large retail store, but that does not happen most of the time. So, when we designed this entire assignment, we wanted you to go out and explore a lot of things. So 20 items cannot come from only one category. It has to be multi-category. That is the reason we are saying go out and look at more products. I have given you all the possible ways to do it. Please you can go out and explore the world.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Vindhya,
Yes, sir.
so I think we don't have any other thought, then probably we can look forward to meeting back our same team tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Fine.
Okay, guys. So if you have any queries, we can discuss that tomorrow also. In case you go home and find that you are not able to, you faced any challenges, let me know. Okay, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
You
sir.
take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Hello.
पर आपकी तो 12 बजे तक चलती है ना? हेलो